So yeah, basically a few of my friends and I decided to play Dungeons & Dragons back in April just to try it out. Little did we know how fun it would actually be. So I decided to document the story of our first adventure and share it with you guys. Enjoy it. To give you some background, let me explain our characters. Alan was the Dungeon Master, or DM for short. He created the whole game for us and scripted every possible scenario, enemy, and settlement. He did a great job and I commend him on his drive to keep Ryan in the game, even during midterms. Dawn played Cinnamon the Wizard Elf. After being rejected by her parents in her teen years and dropping out of her local magic academy, she took up the pole. It wasn't a stable job due to the fact that she thinks she's more attractive than she actually is, but she got by and now is looking for another job. Sam played a half-orc named Holg. In prior years, the orcs and humans fought over equality, so Holg, half-human, half-orc, was a side effect of that conflict. Adopted by two humans who lived on the outskirts of the continent, Holg learned how to hunt and care for himself. Ryan, on the other hand, is a human bard named Rainforest who specializes in intimidation, diplomacy, and playing his recorder. Not much is known about Rainforest, but he indeed plays a mean tune. Lastly, we have me. I'm Reggie Gruntsworth. I'm a gnome who comes from the northern lands of Azereth where I work in a gem mining business. Sadly, my father passed away last year due to a collapse in the mine shafts, so in order to leave my depressing past, I work in the exportation industry and help deliver gems and minerals to cities across the land. Together we all meet up on the road to Gateshead, a bustling city in which a variety of races come together to trade. Now that the boring backstory's out of the way, let's get into the actual game. So yeah, on the way to Gateshead we faintly hear commotion coming from over the hill in front of us, but since it's D&D we had to roll a listen check to hear what was going on. Dom, Sam, and I all rolled decent numbers, but Ryan rolls a 22 and is able to clearly hear that someone is being attacked or robbed. Now that we know the gist of what's going on over that hill, it's time to get a closer look. Sam and I both have very good sneaking stats, so we talked about moving silently through the brush on either sides of the trail to get a closer look at what's happening. However, Sam and I are planning our tactic. Dom blurts out, "I sneak over the hill to get a better vantage point." The thing about Dom's character is that your girl Cinnamon isn't really made to sneak. In fact, she kinda draws a lot of attention to herself in situations where she isn't needed whatsoever. So with that being said, Dom peeks over the hill and sees two dwarfs robbing a group of innocent travelers. Unfortunately, Dom gets spotted and the dwarves run up to attack us. So here's how the battle sequence goes down. Ryan is extremely fast, so he runs up to one of the dwarfs and cracks a whip at him. Yes, a whip. Missing him entirely, Ryan's kind of in a pickle. Luckily, Dom from a far distance domes the dwarf in the head with a crossbow. Well, the other dwarf didn't like that one bit, and seeing his friend lying dead next to him, he full out sprints towards Dom, battle axe in hand. Kinda reminded me of that scene in It with Pennywise. Well, the dwarf one-shots Dom with his axe and knocks him out cold. So I tried chucking one of my throwing knives at him, but I roll a 9 and miss completely. I guess my little gnome arms couldn't toss him more than 10 feet. Now, one thing you need to know about Sam's character is that he's a tank. He has high health and insane strength. So Sam just walks up and no joke smacks him and he falls over unconscious. Now that we've defeated these fiends, we loot their bodies. We get a good bit of gold and Ryan and I grab both of their short bows and arrows. One of the townsfolk walks up to us and thanks us for saving him. His name's Brian and he explains that his mom owns the Firewatch Inn at Gateshead. He informs us that if we tell his mother that Brian sent us that we get a good deal. So as we head off towards town, Ryan confidently states, "Hold on guys, I need to finish this." Then he stands one foot on the unconscious dwarf's body and says, "I drive my rapier through his heart." First of all, we didn't even need to do that. And second, now the passing townsfolk think we're a threat. So yeah, thanks Ryan. Later on we arrive at Gateshead. However, there's a bit of racism in this realm and Sam and I are considered undesirables. We both get verbally harassed by two large humans wearing black uniforms with a singular red rose on their chests. They explained to Tom and Ryan that the faction the Black Rose was created to try to unify the nation like old times. After that, the two men give Sam and I disgusted looks and walk away. As we enter the eastern slums of the city, we notice a larger variety of people ranging from elves to gnolls to etc. Off to the side we see a couple of gnomes getting picked on by two human guards. Ryan goes up to the guards and asks them what's the matter. The guards explain that the gnomes got in their way while they were walking. Ryan cleverly makes a joke to get on the guards' good side and seems to be creating a good relation with them, until they ask him why he's hanging out with individuals like Sam and I. Ryan frantically rolls a bluff check and gets a 13 and fails. As the two guards get defensive and get ready for a tussle, Ryan rolls an intimidate check on top of that and gets a 27, which is the highest he could have possibly gotten. So basically, he whips out his recorder and scares the guards off. The gnomes thank him for his efforts and offer deals on armor and weapons from their shop when it opens next week at the bazaar. Feeling accomplished, we head into the Firewatch Inn to settle in. Inn's full of laughter, clinking glasses, and a warm yellow glow shining through the windows. There's a band of halflings playing jazzy tunes, and everyone just appears to be having a great time. We end up talking to this woman at the bar, and we tell her that we saved Brian. she gives us discounts on food, ale, and the bedrooms we're staying in. She then tells us about job opportunities with 2 individuals she knows. First of all, she talks about a family friend named Brynved. He's in need of assistance at his outpost about a half a day's journey from Gateshead. Then she explains how she knows a man named Corgan who needs some help in the mines just outside town. We decide to sleep on the choices and make a decision in the morning. After our conversation with Brian's mom, Dom decides to seduce a table of drunk dwarves in the corner of the room. After getting rejected, Cinnamon secretly uses a grease spell on the floor around where they're sitting so that if they stand, they'll fall. And mind you, this wasn't just a soft rejection, they literally said, "After being in the mines for weeks on end, we expect a bit nicer of a face to look at, lassie." Ryan during this time makes his way over to the halfling band and asks to join in. They delightfully agree and Ryan rolls a musical experience check. Well, Ryan rolls a 23, which is the absolute highest he could have gotten. As he's playing, the whole tavern is cheering and throwing him copper and silver pieces. With this, he buys the whole tavern more ale. Excited by the sound of more alcohol, the dwarves from before get up to dance but end up falling all over themselves due to Dom's grease spell. With this, Dom, Sam, and Ryan head up to bed as I join in on a late night game of poker with the table of gnomes on the opposite side of the room. I explain to them that I come from Azareth, and lucky enough, so do they. So after losing the poker game by a long shot, I head up to go rest, anxiously awaiting our decision in the morning.